Noodle, 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 as usual. Good afternoon. Welcome to TGIF. So I hope you can hear me coughing away. I've been talking too much. I shouldn't have done this afternoon session. So, Tram, you've just asked, hi Lynn, it was yesterday, am I right? What was yesterday? And what are you trying to be right about?
You asked me if I hang up, and you
Yes,
and
from this
you
afternoon
repeat.
session.
You should have written that you mean the our last Skype session. And
No. From today's Skype session, yeah?
yes,
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 did you hang up?
and yeah, and I'm also it can't be me, so to speak.
Okay, good. April, have you checked? Is somebody still on the call?
Yeah, it's still green.
Oh
It's
no.
still open. Yeah.
Well, I've hung up, so it's not me. I've actually disconnected Skype because I'm on this session now, so I don't want to use up my bandwidth. Oh well, we'll never know. So Namiri, I tried to invite you in before. It didn't work, but I'll try to invite you in again. Okay? So fingers crossed, everybody. See what happens. Anyway, it's TGIF, it's Friday, and we got a new sign, if you notice. Can anybody read out what the new sign says?
3, 2, 1, weekend.
Yay! And not just
Excellent.
weekend. This is countdown to my holiday. I'm on holiday next week and the week after. Keep an eye on the calendar.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's not on the calendar yet because we were sorting out the details last night, Zom and I, in Speakeasy. And hopefully Zom is going to be running at least one quiz in Kitely, so 20 questions, yeah? And a TGIZ session, not a TGIF session, a TGIZ session. But keep an eye on the calendar. I'll put the links in there once we've sorted out the dates because I got a bit confused, and so did Zom. But she sent me an email. I just haven't had time to read it and change the calendar yet, so I'll do that before I go away. But and if anybody else wants to step in to run a session, please say aye. Keep an eye on the calendar also for Marian's sessions. Because she'll be taking 3 sessions next week and the week after. So Monday morning, Wednesday evening, and hopefully Friday afternoon if she gets her mess sorted out. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
You know what happened with me the last 20 minutes after the Skype? I
What?
cut my finger.
No.
Yeah. A
How?
little bit about a little bit of the skin on my thumbs. Cutting the French bread.
Oh no, your hummus and bread.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
bless
then
you.
I wanted to use my other laptop. I think I have opened it the last few days, and I got a message from the Advanced System Care. That is, I think, some kind of firewall from somewhere. I don't know. I got it from the originally when I bought the laptop, and it says massive ransomware breaks out, and then with great big frightening letters,
Oh,
and yeah, and then it said protect yourself from WannaCry ransomware. Uh, um, Update your Windows firewall and fix something like that. But it doesn't. I hope it doesn't mean that I was affected, Lynn.
Well, I know that, well, at the moment, because of what happened this week and the big hack all across the world, really, I mean, it was a worldwide hack, wasn't it? That there's a lot of messages going out, but that sounds suspicious in itself to me. I hope you didn't click on anything.
Watch out.
Yeah. Are you getting the same one sort of feeling I am, Oscar, that don't
No,
click on
no.
anything?
But you must always be suspicious about those kind of
Hi,
messages
how are
taking
you?
advantage of the situation, actual
Oh,
current situation.
Hello, Namiri.
I'm fine.
We can
How
hear
are
you. Finally. Excellent.
you? Finally.
It took you long enough to get here, but you made it, which is great. We're just talking about April's scary message on her laptop. The best thing to do is to ignore any buttons or links in the message and then run your virus scanner and go to any messages or any updates yourself. Update your drivers, update your operating system, but do it manually. Don't trust messages through your computer at this moment in time.
Right?
I generally think, to be honest, April, this particular hack has been aimed at older computers that are still running what they call legacy systems. Do you know what a legacy system is?
In the computer, no?
Yeah. Yeah, it's often linked to.
Yeah, yes, it is. It is also in the iPhone, laptop, all electronic
Yeah,
material.
everything. But
Yes, everything. Wanna cry?
the reason it was so effective in the NHS is a lot of NHS equipment, so scanners and heart monitors and things like that, they're still running on old software. And it's really expensive. You can do updates, of course, for operating systems, but to replace a whole scanner just for the updated operating system, that's a huge financial burden. So they are running a lot of these older computers. I think, April, if you're keeping your computer up to date, and I know you do, you complained the other week, 15 minutes of update, I think you're relatively okay. Just don't click on anything that looks suspicious or that's from somebody you don't know. And even if it's from somebody you know, but it's not the sort of thing they normally send you, don't click on anything. It's just a
Ah,
shame. Takes
it
the
it
fun out of
happened.
the internet.
It happened just. It was last Friday when the WannaCry ransomware
I
broke
think
out.
that's when it broke out,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the next day, I got an email from the daughter of a friend of mine. She lives in America, but she never sent me any mails. And suddenly I got it, and it said an invitation for the birthday of her mother, so my friend then, for her mother in October. So I think I didn't think of the virus at that moment. So I click on that invitation and it didn't open. And then at that moment I said, "Oh, maybe it, maybe this is a virus. This is maybe the water cry."
That's the awful thing, isn't it? They're taking all the fun out of being online. It's like muggers taking all the fun out of going out at night, isn't it?
But it was true last week after the problem with the WannaCry. My computer was very strange. Every time I had to click twice before I can open the site or something else. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I was affected, but now it's okay again. But that time, also just a website from the newspaper, it didn't open, and normally it's open at
Yeah,
once.
you might find that other websites are being affected, and
Okay.
if not that they're updating their systems. And that we had a message, we've had our server updated. Nothing we could do about it. We couldn't say no, we don't want you to. And I've had loads of messages, update this, update that. So the whole of the internet's in a bit of a tiz at the moment, trying to. I don't think fix this ransomware thing, but trying to make sure it doesn't actually get any further. But yeah, it was. Oh, can't believe. I couldn't believe. Well, I could believe it. Of course, you can believe anything, folk. But yeah, it was a disappointing moment for humanity. Shall we put it that way?
Well, it's unfortunately it's a very common thing that
Have you
happens
an
currently.
idea if we take this virus, how to fix it?
Okay, so yeah, one at a time. Oscar, you were saying?
Yeah, that these kind of attacks are very common, but we don't know about them because they don't affect as many people as this last one. But this is very, very common, and well, the main point to take into account is not to open any messages from unknown senders, and don't follow any links, and don't open any I don't know how to say,
Attachment.
files attachment. Yes, those are the main recommendations.
Yeah. Yes, it's sad, but it's true. It looks like. Why do they do that? Why do they do what, April? Why do they do ransomware, or why do they hack computers? Money.
Yeah, why do they hack computer? Why do they?
Money, 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 money. It makes the world go round, didn't you know?
I wonder how much money they earned the last few weekends, because every time they asked for $300 in Bitcoin, $300.
Yeah, seemingly. But I don't know how much they actually made out of it. I doubt we'll ever know, because if they made a lot, they won't tell anybody, because they won't, the powers that be won't want that information out in case it encourages other people to think, hey, that's a great way of making money. And if they didn't make much, they won't tell anybody because they wouldn't want to look foolish. Yeah, it's a difficult
But
one.
not only money. Most of the hardest hackers, black hat hackers in the history of computers, after serving prison sentences, they are now the boss of the security division of the large companies.
That's very true. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's the old saying. Do you know this saying? It takes a
No?
thief to catch a thief.
Okay.
Okay, so the best person to ask to catch a thief is
Yes.
another thief, because that's how they. I mean, I don't think like they do. I just don't think like that. So you can't catch them because you can't think like them.
They've proven that they are the best at challenging their systems.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I think partly, sometimes it's a bit of it's a sort of young thing. They don't think through the potential consequences of what they do, including nuclear meltdown and people dying. They just think they're
Yeah.
being clever. But it's a shame. It's a shame. Now, I did do a little image for it, but I can't find it. So I think it's been taken down by Facebook.
I also have to say something to this.
Go on.
A few months ago, I opened my mail account, and then I saw a mail that looks as if my bank had sent me something. It was the same icon, really the same color. Everything was so original. But anyway, something in me said there is something wrong. And then I called up my bank and asked them if they have sent me a message. And they said no. And I shouldn't open it. And I didn't it, of course. But it was made so perfectly that one click and I would have been in. Yes.
Yeah, no, this is the thing. And they are getting, once upon a time, it was sort of badly written, really bad grammar. You knew it wasn't from your bank, but they, the big guys are in on it now. They're thinking, oh, easy money, we'll have some of that. And, they take literally a snapshot of the website sometimes and they can recreate the whole website. And even if you phone the number that they send in the email, they'll say, oh, yes, yes, please do. It's a security check. The only way to protect yourself, don't use the information in any email, no links, no attachments. Check with your bank directly. Yeah, phone the number that's on your card, not the number in the email. And even then, you never know. Maybe they've hacked the phone lines. But I doubt they'd do that just for what you've got in the bank, Hermina, unless there's something you're not telling us. But that was the image I came up with when I heard about the NHS hack, because I was so angry. I was like, what kind of... And at first I wanted to do that blobfish. I don't know do you know what I mean by the blobfish?
No.
Oh, is really ugly fish. There's a blobfish. Literally, I think that's what it's actually called. Never seen a blobfish.
No.
Oh, wonderfully ugly thing. Hang on, here you go.
Maybe
Okay,
don't
could
know
I
the
just
English name.
suggest, if you are of a sensitive disposition, close your eyes now. Okay. No, I mean it. This is a blobfish.
After this,
Okay. So that's actually a fish. And I thought about using that as the image. And then I thought, well, no, you can't really because it is a blob. So this is actually a naked mole rat. I don't know if you've heard of the naked mole rat, but they do exist. They are naked. They look exactly like that. And they're being investigated by scientists because they live a very, very, very long time. But I always think, well, if that's the price of living a long time, you got to go around looking like that. I'll pass. Lynn, that's an awful pic. Yes, I know. Sorry, April. I did warn you. But they're just creatures that live on this planet. We share the planet with them. The other one, if you like ugly animals, I think it's called the hagfish. And that's also just, and then of course, if you remember Joe, April, can you remember Joe Crespo from Portugal?
Yeah, I know him.
You remember him and his blooming eels? Eel
Yeah.
stew. Oh, those eels. Oh my goodness, they were like something out of Alien. Even lamprey eels. Do you know those? Are they a special delicacy in your country, Oliver? Lamprey eel?
Who is Oliver? Oscar?
Oh, I meant Oscar. What am I going Oliver for? Yeah, Oscar. Do you know lamprey eels? Do you have them in
I
your
know.
country? Yeah? Do you
It
eat them?
rings a bell. It rings a bell, actually.
Okay. There was one member, he's still around, but he's working abroad now. And he would go on about how delicious this wonderful stew was. So in my innocence, I decided to look up the lamprey. And what I found was it was enough to give you nightmares, truly give you nightmares, because they're just like aliens. And they are bloodsuckers. They are vampire fish, Oh, and they make stew.
Yeah, the whole hour session about lamprey.
Yeah, well, that was my foolishness. I gave him the presentation hour, didn't I? Although he did take us to some nice places around Portugal too.
Yeah.
Can you remember that, Hermina?
Yeah.
Oh, is Tram still with us? Yeah, you can. Good. Okay, so on that note, I'm hoping you've all updated your systems and you're being extra careful out there on the wild web. I think that's what we should start calling it now, not the World Wide Web, the wild web. You know the Wild West? Yeah, the Wild West?
Yeah.
It's the Wild Web now. Hey, it's tough out there.
But
So would you? This is an interesting question, actually. Would you pay the ransom? No, maybe we shouldn't do that on an open streamed session. I personally, I don't think I would. I'd just let everything go and start again, because I think once you pay the ransom, it's like an encouragement. I mean, some countries don't pay ransom for kidnappings. So should you pay a ransom for a computer program or a computer or a website? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that's the way to stop it.
It is not for a computer program. It is for the whole system, the computer.
No, I know, the computer. Yeah, but £300 or a new computer.
Well, actually, if you have a backup copy or you install another hard disk drive, that's all. Because the problem is
you do a what do you call it? It's a mirror. Yeah, you do a mirror. We've got a mirror of our system as well that backs up. So I think if you've got really important stuff on your computer, things that you don't want to lose, you should always back up and onto more than one hard drive. You're right, Oscar. Absolutely.
But then you can use your computer again without problem after that?
You have to do a complete new install, and then we restore the system that wasn't compromised.
Imagine you have two pencils, one in the drawer and the other one breaks. Then take the other from the drawer and you have a new, completely new pencil again.
But what do you do with the broken pencil? Do you sharpen?
Yeah. Your computer is not broken. It's not a new one. It's a broken one when it is affected.
Okay, but if you find a proper glue, you can fix it. But if you cannot find it, you can use the pencil, the spare pencil in your drawer.
So you mean buy a new computer?
No, just let's say I don't know. 50,
I think maybe the pencil analogy doesn't work that well. But maybe if you've got one of those rotating pencils, you know, where you can just change the lead in the pencil, and you've still got the pencil, but you've got a new lead in there.
Okay.
Is that a better analogy?
Well, I can give you some numbers to see the magnitude of this. For example, a hard disk drive can be bought by around £50, more or less. For this money, you can get a copy of your operating system, so that you can save it, keep it in your drawer, and just in case the one is inside the computer case breaks because of the virus or whatever, you can replace it with a spare hard disk drive in your drawer by just around £50.
But I use a laptop, so I can't do
Yes,
that.
you can. You can have an external hard drive. You do have to have a backup policy, though. So you do have to back up regularly, and you have to make sure you back up without any infection on your computer. But
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oscar?
It doesn't matter if it is a laptop. Put it upside down, and you'll see some screws and a drawing telling you that underneath that there is a hard disk drive or the RAM memory, so you can replace it easily as well.
Yeah, it's becoming less easy, Oscar. If you look at some of the new computers, it's like you can't even change your own battery anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, that's right. But there is always a way to get to the hard disk drive.
Good to know. Good advice. I'm sure Aladdin will be covering this as well. I'd be very surprised if he didn't cover this on Ask Aladdin.
But I have the impression, or in my imagination, if something affect my computer, it's not only that computer, but the whole system, the cables, the router, and the communication with the.
I don't think anybody's figured out how to infect your cables yet, April. When they do, they're in serious trouble.
We'll see.
In my house, actually.
Well, you saw that image, didn't you, in Facebook, April? Yeah. where I don't know if you've seen it, Oscar, on
Maybe if they
Facebook.
distribute lamprey viruses.
Yeah, through all the Internet of Things, it became the Internet of Ransomware.
Yeah, yeah.
That was very funny. I thought it was very clever.
But it
And
is now,
unfortunately,
Elliot.
that's what we're getting.
The
Hmm?
ransomware now affect now the whole household
No,
household.
not yet. But there are instances where these sort of internet connected devices that are kind of low tech internet devices, and they're sitting behind an open router quite often. So one of the things you can do is secure your router. So many people don't change the password on their router and things like that. That you just make sure you've got it on good security. And then but they've got things like, I don't know, baby monitors and even fire alarms now and stuff. And what they've found is they're using those for widespread denial of service attacks. Just a tiny little program into the tiny little chip. Sometimes it's a BlackBerry chip, that kind of thing. And then that's being part of this widespread denial of service attack. Not so much actual viruses as such, but and I don't think there's been any baby monitor ransomware yet, but it's going to happen. You know, it's going to happen.
Yeah. I heard yesterday that even cars connected to the internet could be controlled. I mean, the brake and the and everything from the car, depending on the uh, grade of technology
Okay.
implemented in
I'm
the car.
hearing you sometimes, and sometimes I'm not hearing anything. But I
Okay, I
think
think you've got a bit of a wobbly connection, Amiri. Go on, what would you like to say?
but I think that the technology devices has advantage and disadvantage. Advantage. Now we see the disadvantage is more about this hacking.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, would we want to give up the internet? That's one way to stay safe. Just get off the internet, close down your computers. We can go back to writing letters and having pen pals, maybe.
This is what's happening in those hospitals.
Yeah, they had to go back to, and that's why you should always have the ability, as an emergency level, at an emergency level. And one thing this has done for the UK, apart from saying to the NHS, hello, IT systems, don't you think you'd be better off monitoring what software is on your computers and who's accessing your computers? But also just to say, to make people more internet savvy, more aware. I always recommend people to know a little bit about how your computer works and about firewalls and about HTML and URLs. Just to be like learning the rules of the road. You wouldn't get in a car and drive without passing your driving test. Maybe we need an internet test.
Yeah.
Just to protect people. Oh, did you hear about the latest one? HSBC, allegedly. They've brought out I don't like accounts that use fancy stuff because I'm always like, oh, what? They've said they're going to use access to their bank account through your voice. Okay. And somebody's already broken it. The twin of a customer, okay, was able to fool the system and gain access to his brother's bank account because his twin mimicked his voice. And they said it was secure, just like your fingerprint. Your voice print is unique.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That came out today on the BBC. It was just like, wow. Nothing is secure.
No.
Nothing.
No.
And I said about writing letters, and putting them in an envelope. Well, that's not secure because we all know that people have steamed other people's letters open before.
Yeah.
So I think we just have to accept that it's a risky world that we're living in.
Yes, of course.
And just hope it happens to somebody else and not us.
Mhm.
Which is maybe not the nicest thought I've ever had. Oh dear. So has anybody else seen anything? Oh, April, yeah.
No, it was Millie.
Oh, sorry, I just heard a little squeak.
I
Not
asked.
that I'm saying April is squeaky. Or you, Traum,
Yes,
take the mic.
I was asking for the microphone. It's the computer is not alone the dangerous thing. Have you ever heard about the uncle trick, where people get old, especially old people, get phone calls from allegedly a niece or a nephew or so, and the the aunt or so, or grandma even, uh, the the young people who call ask, they have problems and they would need money, and they make it, they have so they are so how shall I say it, so false, that the old people say a name from a family member, and then the other person on the telephone knows what person is their niece or nephew, and then the old people, yes, of course, my dear, what Richard, I will give you money. Have you ever heard about this? In Germany, it's very famous, and lots
Yeah,
of people
and in the UK, I'm afraid, yes.
as well. That is, it's a phone call. It's a phone. It's not the internet or something else. It's the phone. It's the phone. It's also dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing to do is just say, don't worry, I'm coming right over."
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
"No, just send money." "No, no, 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 you obviously can't cope. I'm on my way."
Yes, but the old people maybe
I
hasn't
know, I know.
from
It's
their
why
needs.
we have to look after our elderly.
And they say, and they are so naughty and say, you don't, you mustn't say it to anyone. They are, the old people get in how shall I say it? They shouldn't keep their mouth and speak to nobody about their nephew or niece has a problem, and that's the trick. And the man, they even showed the man who invented this method. He lived, now he is in prison, but there are lots of other people do the same. And he lived a wonderful, rich life with the money from the old people. I think he was Turkish.
Yeah, but you know, as you say, he's in prison now, and if he'd put that ingenuity into doing something that would maybe help people, he might be living a good life and not living in prison now. And it's not even about if he got away with it. It's about, you know, when you're later in life, you're old yourself, and you suddenly realise what you did. You know, it just must come home to you. I'd rather get, you know, I'd rather live a quiet life and have a clean conscience, to be honest. I'd hate to be like thinking, oh no, all the bad things I've done, and you know, what if I meet all these people in the afterlife? They'll all be after me. No, I'd rather think, oh well, I did what I could, and yeah, I was reasonably well behaved in my time on Earth. I had some fun, but I don't think I went out of my way to hurt. I'd rather die like that. Thank you very much.
But they will think differently. They will have a good, rich life, and at the end of their life, maybe a short time, then okay, then I feel bad. But
But you have to remember this, Hermina. Even if you don't believe in the afterlife, you are a long time dying. Think about your dreams, yeah? I don't know if you have very vivid dreams, but in your dreams, they've worked out that the dream sequence lasts seconds in real time, but in your dream it can be days and weeks. So imagine that sequence in the amount of time it takes you to die. Then I'd rather go thinking, yay, fluffy thoughts and pink bunnies. What will they say on your at your funeral? You mean at my funeral? Who says
Yeah,
I'm having
that
a funeral? I don't
that's
want a
one thing that I don't want to hear.
party.
Even if I'm already dead, I
Yeah.
don't want to hear. I don't know if because uh, until now I have the impression that if somebody died in on at the funeral everybody will say good things about that person, but I don't want that they say something good about me if they don't mean it. Even at my funeral, I don't want that. So I don't want to. So I think I don't want to have anybody on my funeral.
At my funeral.
At my funeral.
You're in the coffin at your funeral. Have a wake. I think a wake is much more fun. A party. And they can say what they want about me when I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, I had a funny one today on YouTube. Let's see if I can find it. It was on my personal YouTube account that I used to use before I got a Learn English Network YouTube account. And dear, now what did this guy say? I'll find it for you because you'd probably be surprised that it's actually online. It's one of the reasons why I don't allow open comments on many of the things that we put out there. I'll still allow the comments through, but some of them I just delete because I'm like, oh, go away. But this one was quite amusing, so I put it through. Now let me find it. Let me see. It's not in Absolute Beginners. It's in the How To somewhere. Let's see. Oh no, this is the Learn English Network one. I want my one. See, this is why I've got my own one now rather than using the Learn English Network on my account. It gets too confusing. And I will have to take these old ones down, I think, because some of them are so out of date. But this one, where is it?
They also say my Facebook also out of date
Yeah.
in my smartphone. I have to update it, but I don't care. But I don't know how to update it in my smartphone.
Well, it's the same as anything else, April. You need to update. You do need to update it.
But I don't need it. I don't need Facebook in my smartphone. But
Oh, I see. No,
that
no. You
give
do if
me.
you want to use messaging. You do if you want to use messaging. Sorry, but you do.
Okay.
If you don't want to use messaging, you don't need to. Okay. So so anyway, but if you want to send messages on your smartphone using the Facebook app, then yes, you'll need to have that downloaded and updated.
Oh, I don't do so much with my gadgets. Sorry. Wow, you are so good at it. You would laugh if you would see my cell phone. It's an old one,
Ah,
but I am satisfied with it. We have a good. We get on very well.
good. Oh, here you go. Here it is. So, somebody called Speedy Vulcan. It's impossible to join Skype community. Ruffle. They're just kidding us. That's why they dislike is disabled. I thought that was so funny. I was like, well, if it's impossible to join, how come people join every day? Oh dear. So I basically said, no, not true. But no, you can't just join it. You can't just go on Skype and get into the session. You have to be a forum member. But yeah, that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of comment I get. Oh dear. Traumwelt, you just said you mean they will find good words.
Yeah.
You mean they'll say good things about you is what you meant. I think you meant. You mean they will say good things about you.
I was thinking on a funeral,
Yeah.
and nobody is meant, especially here from the forum. I meant if you're a good person, if you had been a good person or you had been a bad person, they will find good words at the end or at the end of your life, and especially at your funeral.
Yeah.
Funeral.
At your funeral, yes. Yeah, they'll say good things about you. Good words is like, I mean, what's a bad word? A swear word? So words are just words, but if they say good things about you or they'll say nice things about you, then that's what we would normally say, rather than the word concentrating on good words. I mean, what's a good word? I don't know.
Wow.
TGIF is a good word.
Is it
My
strange?
favourite word. The weekend. That's a good word. Holiday.
I was,
Fantastic word.
I was thinking too much in German. Good, they would say.
Yeah, I know, but I think April set you off as well. No, Miri.
Like say that you are a good teacher.
Well, I do my. I mean, what's a good teacher? It's like, what's a bad teacher? It depends on what you enjoy. I mean, some people would say I'm a bad teacher in that I don't teach much. It's true. I think there's lots of ways of. I mean, I do a little bit of teaching,
A very
but
good teacher.
well, because you enjoy what I do. But other people, they prefer to be, a bit more spoon-fed, word by word, word of the day, sentence of the week, paragraph of the month. I'm not really into that. It's not what I do. So that might mean some people would think I'm a rubbish teacher, but that's their perspective. They're allowed to think that. Yeah, I just don't want them telling me that that's what they think.
It takes all sorts, Aladdin.
Exactly. Yeah, it takes all sorts. Absolutely. Hello, Aladdin. You're not so bad. Thank you for that praise, Aladdin. Go on, put your hand up if you dare. I might let you in. I was just about to say, actually, to Namiri, I was just about to ask if he's got his homework done. So you've got a lot to catch up on what you've been eating for the last few weeks, Namiri.
We have homework. We are waiting to tell you about it.
Yay! Go on. Okay, so I've turned screen sharing off. Do you want to try?
Okay. Last Saturday we went to steakhouse restaurant. We ordered rib steak on black stone with vegetables, bucket potato, bucket potato,
Ah,
potato,
jacket
cream
potato.
sauce,
Jacket.
mushroom blue. Yes,
Yeah, a jacket. I heard packet potato.
bucket,
What? A jacket with a j, not a p. J.
bucket potato, sauce, mushroom, blue cheese, and rosemary.
And
Instead
rosemary.
of
Nice.
after salad, we drank tropical smoothie.
Strawberry?
Strawberries,
What, for pudding? For your dessert?
tropical.
So you had, what did you have for dessert? Strawberry tropical.
Tropical smoothie.
Ah, strawberry smoothie.
Yes.
Oh, yum. Yeah, now, is it smoothie with an IE or smoothie with a Y? I think a smoothie is with an IE, but don't quote me on that. I'm going to check.
Smoothie.
I'm right.
With why? With why?
No, it's with IE. It's with IE, honestly. Here you
With
go.
I.
Let's go to there you go. Let me prove you. Prove
With
it.
I.
With an IE.
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to do that. That's it. So 50 smoothies,
I can see
IES,
that.
but smoothie, singular. It's just an affectation, Traum. I don't. It's okay. Don't be sad. It's a new word, and they've messed about with the rules. It would normally have been with an Y, but it's because it's a new word. They've gone, let's make it an IE and be really trendy and cool.
Can you see it?
Not yet. I'm waiting. Hang on. It should be coming in a minute. Something's coming. I hope you don't crash. Let's have a look. We call that on a hot stone. On a hot,
Can you see it?
yeah, looks
Hot.
yummy. On a hot stone, like you're cooking it yourself. Oh, now I can see your
Yes.
operating system.
Opera system.
That's it.
Blackstone, my
Is there an
vegetables,
eel there?
and
Sorry, Oscar, what were you saying?
Is there an eel there? Is there a fish?
No, where did you think? Can you share that picture again, Nomiri?
I could see a kind of shape of an eel
Where?
looking at us.
Nomiri, can you
Yeah.
share the picture again?
can you see it?
No, it's gone into Doctor Who mode. Yeah, it's a steak. It was at a steakhouse, Aladdin. 222 for the photo.
Also see this?
Well, I could see a jacket potato. That's what with a jacket potato with some, I don't know, maybe some sour cream in it. But at the moment, we can't see your picture, Namiri. We can only see the webinar jam. Oh, and it would be a roasted potato. Roasted potato. But that was definitely a jacket potato.
Jacket, okay.
Yeah.
Jacket, not bucket, okay.
And sometimes, Traum, we do call roasted potatoes roasties. Which is maybe where you got the idea of
Can you
roasted
see
potato.
another picture? There is another picture. Can you see it?
No, no, you're sharing the wrong screen, Nomiri.
Screen, okay.
Anyhow, whilst Nomiri sorts that out, let's see if we can get Aladdin in the call. So, Aladdin, I'm inviting you in. Fingers crossed, because there are 5 people in. Should be room for one, but sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah, no, it's not working, Nomiri.
He's out.
I don't know. Did he leave? He might have just started to crash and then got stuck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Either that or Aladdin's kicked him out.
Hmm.
On his way
Maybe.
in, kicked
Maybe.
him out. No, something's happening. Oh gosh, what's going on now? So exciting. Okay, now I can see a picture. Yeah.
But I would like to see the previous one to discuss.
Yeah, I know. You want to find the eel, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, we can see it now, Namiri.
Is this a salad with a pineapple?
Soup. Soup, yes.
The yellow circle one.
Tuna salad. Tuna salad. Seeds.
I can see a lettuce, tomato. But
I can see lettuce, tomato, I think rice, bulgur wheat, maybe coleslaw, a pineapple, slice of pineapple, some green pepper. But I want to know what's in the bowl, Namiri. What's in the bowl? It looks like soup. Soup in a salad is a bit strange.
This is mushroom soup. This is mushroom soup.
Mushroom soup with salad. I would have the salad with the steak, and the mushroom soup I would have on its own with some bread.
what are the cubes in it? Bread? Bread cubes?
Aladdin, that's a very personal question. And you wouldn't say, what is your weight? You'd say, how much do you weigh? But you wouldn't say it because it's far too personal.
That is what you call a direct question.
It's a not very subtle question.
62 kilo Aladdin. This is my weight. Not more than that.
I'm not telling anybody. How much I weigh is the same as how old I am. I'm not telling anybody. So has anybody else done something exciting this week or eaten something particularly nice? Apart from, you heard what April did, didn't you, everybody? She cut her finger slicing bread.
By slicing French bread.
French bread. I blame the French, April. Well, actually, I cut my finger and it bled. It was about, I don't know, half a centimetre of a cut, but it bled profusely. You know what I cut it on? An envelope. I was opening an envelope and it was like a blooming knife. It just sliced through my finger. I thought the envelope was booby-trapped, but it wasn't. It was just a normal envelope. But and it's hurt all week. Every time I wash my hands, every time I do anything, cutting chili, it's like burning. It's burning.
When you do this, I suggest wear gloves, rubber gloves.
I'm not going to wear gloves when I open the mail. I need a butler. That's what I need. Butler who opens the mail for me, puts it on a silver tray and brings it to me. Yeah, it's true. I know you say what, Aladdin, but paper cuts are really painful. We call them paper cuts, yeah? Paper cuts. They've got their own name and they're ever so painful and it would not stop bleeding. I put a plaster on it and then I had to change the plaster because it was covered in blood and it was just the tip of it was exactly like you said where your hamster bit you, April, right on my fingertip. And so awkward. Even typing became a painful experience.
Stop, Lynn. I feel my stomach journey is just...
Oh, you feel queasy.
Yeah, I imagined that cut in the finger by paper. I have done that already a couple of times, but now my skin of my fingertip here. It's flapping, and I don't know what to do. It's
It's
also
throbbing or flapping.
flapping.
Oh, now
Ah.
I feel creepy. Keep your little flappy finger to yourself. It sounds to me like you need to trim it a little bit and then put a plaster on it. Otherwise, you'll be catching on everything. You know it will catch on everything if you don't. Aladdin, I'm trying to invite you back in again. Okay, I think Namiri crashed, so we'll see if we can. Oops, it looks like you're already signed up as a webinar admin. How did you get signed up as an admin here, Aladdin?
There's always the message that we get in
That's
the
so
chat.
weird.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Traum. Thanks a lot for coming. Take care, and I'll see you when I'm back off holiday. Okay. I'll probably be floating about on the forum a bit if there are any issues, problems, but I won't be able to do what I did today and jump in to take a session. Not where we're going. We'll be in a campsite again. Bye, Traum. Okay, Aladdin, try closing, refreshing, and coming back in and see what happens. You're definitely not down as an admin in this session, but you are an admin in other sessions, so it might be that. See if you can refresh and come back in.
Or just close it. Otherwise, you can't.
Why are you? What are you going to buy, Traum, Oscar?
Uh,
I don't think she's for sale, but you could have a word with her husband.
let me see who is saying bye.
You.
Sorry, bye.
I'm just
Sorry.
having my revenge for my yaw yesterday. I know it wasn't you that spotted the
Okay.
mistake, but come on, open season on English learners after you. I wrote your YOU apostrophe RE in last night's session, April, and Zom was extremely delighted that I made a mistake. Bye, Namiri. Bye.
Bye, Mary.
Thank you for sharing your lovely food. So we'll see if Aladdin can jump in, because I do want to have a word with Aladdin about next week.
What a mistake. I just read bye guys and I didn't think about the spelling, just the sound.
It was Traum's fault. I'll admit. Let's save her blushes and put bye guys. But yeah, it's how it happens. You just see it, and it's why I don't believe in giving people examples of bad English. You know, a lot of tests they'll give, correct this sentence and that kind of thing, because I found that I remember the mistake much more easily than I do the correct way of saying it. That's how my brain works. It latches onto the mistake, not the correct way of doing it.
I thought I was falling behind. She was going to get away, so I tried to type in quickly and just copied that the same mistake without thinking.
That's why it's always better to take the microphone. You can't spell things wrong on the microphone.
Yes, you can, because Trump said also brother-in-law.
Oh yeah, that was nice though. I like that. It should be brother-in-love. It shouldn't be brother-in-law. It's so cold. Yeah, brother-in-love, mother-in-love. You couldn't tell mother-in-love jokes, could you? By the way, do you, in your culture, do you have mother-in-law jokes? Are they popular?
No, we have too much respect for mother-in-law.
Is that respect or fear?
Oh, fear.
Well, I've found one that's from Korea, but it's a bit rude, so I won't do that. Yeah, I have a soft spot for my mother-in-law. It's out in the garden behind the garage. Okay. I haven't spoken to my mother-in-law for 2 years. We haven't quarrelled. I just don't want to interrupt her.
Hmm.
That's the kind of thing. So Aladdin's back. Okay, let's see. Fingers crossed, Aladdin. I'm not sure if this will work, but we will see. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh. There you go. Fingers crossed, everybody. It's like a little adventure, isn't it? You're never quite sure what's going to happen. Oh, by the way, do have a look at the picture I've chosen. Did you see? Did you take a note of the picture I've chosen for the Friday advanced discussion session? Because I forgot to change it, and that's what I've been showing in this session. It shouldn't have been that one. I had it already set up to stream for Friday advanced discussion session. Aladdin, yay! Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so now we know. That's what you need to do, April. What did you have to do? Close the webinar, refresh, clear cache?
Yes.
Yeah. Cache. Cache.
Yeah, you have to
Such
start.
a nice word, but it's a pain when it's not the right kind of cache. April, yeah?
Aladdin, you have to start again from the beginning. You click on the link again. Yeah. I know that.
Okay, good to know that it would actually work. I don't know why, but it seems to be only when there's 5 people in the room, you're invited in, you don't get in, somebody leaves, because that's what happened with you, wasn't it? Monique left to make room for you, and then you weren't able to get in anyway because it told you were already in. So it is a case of close it down, refresh the cache, come back in like it's brand new. So anyway, Aladdin, how are you?
Oh, what happened? Hi,
Nothing.
Aladdin.
I'm just screen sharing. Aladdin, are you there? Hi, Aladdin. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Oh, hello. What happened? You crashed or you unplugged yourself?
The mic, I think.
Okay. So how are you?
Fine.
It's good. I've done a new fad poster thing for this one, the Friday advanced discussion session. So I wondered what because I wasn't able to share it because I had to run the session myself on my laptop. What do you think? It's quite good, isn't it? Do you all know this story?
No. That.
Oh gosh, this is the elephant story. Okay. Okay. It's about a group of people who have to describe an elephant. Okay. So it's an old story. I think it's actually all around the internet. It's all over the place. Now I'm just trying to find the story. Okay. So a group of blind men. Yeah, there's a group of blind men touching an elephant to try and work out what it is. But each one feels a different part, but only one part. So one can feel the tusk, one can feel the trunk, one can feel the side, one can feel the leg, one can feel the tail. You get the idea. One can feel the ears. Okay. And then they compare notes and they cannot agree what they're touching, of course. It's a very clever thing.
And why do you choose this picture with story for fat? What do you think about this then?
Well, it's a discussion, isn't it? You have to discuss, okay?
Yes.
But I'm not allowed to join to participate, Aladdin.
Why?
Lynn doesn't doesn't allow me because
No,
I'm
I
only
float around.
I'm only an absolute beginner. I can only join your session, so that means that your session is for absolute beginners, Aladdin.
Yes, my session is for everyone, not only for absolute beginner.
And there is the absolute beginner session for you, April. Okay, so here you go. Let's do a little bit of reading, which is what I would have done if I'd been able to run it on my computer. Okay, April, would you like to read the first two paragraphs, please? Can you see it?
Okay.
Is it big enough? Yeah,
Yeah, it's big enough.
excellent.
Once upon a time, there lived 6 blind men in a village. One day, the villagers told them, "Hey, there is an elephant in the village today." They had no idea what an elephant is. They decided, even though we would not be able to see it, let us go and feel it anyway. All of them went where the elephant was. Every one of them touched the elephant.
Very good. Okay, Oscar, if you would like to read the
End of
next
story.
bit. No, the next bit.
Sure.
Oscar?
Hey, the elephant is a pillar, said the first man who touched his leg. Oh no, it's like a rope, said the second man who touched the tail. Oh no, it is like a thick branch of a tree, said the third man who touched the trunk of the elephant. It is like a big hand fan, said the fourth man who touched the ear of the elephant.
Very good. Well done. Pillar, by the way, just pillar.
Pillar.
Pillar, yeah, not pillow, pillar. Okay. Okay, and Aladdin. Hang on a second. Oop, oop, oop. Let me just put it up. Okay, Aladdin, if you'd like to read that bit.
It's like a huge wall. It's like a solid pipe. Uh, instead,
Yeah, you're breaking up, Aladdin. I think the one word I caught, I think, was meant to be insisted, not instead, insisted. Every one of them insisted. In fact, I'll put every one rather than every one of them. Every one of them. But can you hear Aladdin, Oscar?
Not really.
No, it actually sounds like a loose wire connection, Aladdin. Not a connection.
connection. Is that good now?
That's better, yeah. Do you want to start again?
Okay.
Yes.
From right.
No, it's gone again. Yeah, it's definitely
It's,
got. Don't touch your wires, okay?
I can hear you very well, but I think it's. What?
Yeah, you're completely breaking up, Aladdin. Every so often it's okay, and then it's gone.
He's mute.
Really does sound like a wire connection, not an internet connection to me, doesn't it, you guys? Because it's got that crackling, rattling sound like a loose wire.
What about now?
That sounds better.
Yes.
But then it did before as well, so
Okay. Go on.
I'll cross my fingers. Okay, I've got both fingers crossed. Okay, give it a go.
Okay. They began to argue about the elephant, and every one of them insisted that he was right. It looked like they were getting agitated. A wise man who agitated. A wise man was passing by, and he saw this. He stopped and asked them, "What is the matter?" They said, "We cannot agree to what the elephant is like." Each one of them told what he thought the elephant was like.
How do you think the wise man was able to resolve this dispute?
Guessing? Do you want me to guess?
Yeah, I want you to guess. How could he resolve this dispute? Each of them is convinced that they're right. So how could he resolve it? Any ideas?
Wise man. He's a wise man. I'm not wise.
I'm not paid to be wise. You
Just
don't pay me enough to be wise. Oscar, yeah?
just by letting them describe it, and then
Well, they have described it, but they've got to agree amongst themselves. Yeah, they're arguing and arguing, each one convinced that the other that they're right and everyone else is wrong. April?
If I were the wise man, I will say, okay, you are all right. You are all correct. Put them together and you will have the elephant.
Exactly. So,
Yes.
April, as a prize, you get to read the rest of the story.
Oh, it's correct. So I'm very wise.
I told you you were wise. Go on. Oh, hang on a second. Let me just make it a bit bigger. Okay, there you are.
Because I don't want to hurt anybody, so I will say, you are all right. That is. The wise man calmly explained to them, all of you are right. The reason every one of you is telling it differently because each one of you touched the different part of the elephant. So actually the elephant has all those features what you all said. Oh, everyone said. There was no more fight. They felt happy that they were all right. The moral of the story is that there may be some truth to what someone says. Sometimes we can see that truth and sometimes not, because they may have different perspective which we may not agree to. So rather than arguing like the blind man, we should say, maybe you have your reasons. This way we don't get in arguments.
Very famous illustration. They use it a lot in business. Okay. By the way, why did you change allows to allows? It's allowed.
Oh, is it allowed?
You see what I mean about always remembering the wrong one? You went allows, and I was like, yeah. And then you went allows, and I went, no. But yeah, this is this story, which I just pulled off the internet, and I realised, oh dear, I should have proofread that. But anyhow, it doesn't matter. This story is very famous, and a lot of business people will use it as a metaphor for seeing the bigger picture and actually understanding other people's perspective and other people's point of view. But I love the story because, and I love this little illustration, which was free on the internet, by the way, Pixabay, thank you, because the elephant's not bothered at all. The elephant knows he's an elephant. Okay, any questions before we finish for today? In fact, oh no, before we finish, we need just very quickly, I need to do the forum countdown. Dee, 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 dee. Hang on, there you go. So, today's forum countdown. Who would like to volunteer? Don't all jump at once. Oh, Oscar, that was a volunteer, yeah?
Well,
I definitely, that was definitely your voice I heard. I'm sure it
I
said something.
cannot deny
Yes.
with that invitation.
Now you see how much it helps when I tell you mute your mic, because otherwise you get caught out. Go on, Oscar, give it a go. From the bottom to the top or the top to the bottom. And if you
Okay.
notice, there is a joint position here in the middle. Okay, you've got two lots of people with 24 points. Okay.
So from that one, not from
No,
the bottom.
no. When you get to that one,
Ah, okay, yeah. Sorry.
not like there's not 10.
Okay.
There's not 10 levels. There's 9. Okay, because there's a joint.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this week's 10th position we have Mohit Sain with 18 points, and above that, we have in 9th position Zom with 21 points. Then we have Renan Williamy with 22 points, and in the sixth position we have Jay Hoy 16 with 24 points.
Oh, have you crashed, Oscar? Is your brain burst? Okay, you've got to have this. It's not just Joy. It's their joint position. Yeah, see?
Okay.
Okay, so in joint 6th position. In joint 6th.
No, 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. In 7th position we have Joy 16 with... Sorry.
Because we don't have 10, we have 9s. That's
Yeah.
we starting. Yeah.
You are going to end up at the top in 2nd position, and you're going to wonder where's top position. Because it's a joint position. I knew Aladdin wouldn't be able to just let it go.
Okay, anyway.
Joint 6th.
Joy with 24
that was
points.
9th, 8th, 7th, 6th. Okay?
Okay. In 6th position, close to Lynn, is Meherich with 24 points.
And
No, I'm coming from the bottom to the top. 1,
Yeah,
2,
so
3, 4, 5.
in 6th position, we have
Sixth.
Joy and Marion. Heritage is Marion with 24 points because they've both got 24 points. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Yes.
that's okay. That's why. This is why it's good practice.
Okay.
Okay, so try it with. Hang on.
Sixth. In sixth position, we have Joy 16 and Hemorrhage with 24 points. And in 5th position, we have Link with 25 points.
Yay!
Wow, yeah.
Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, keep going. 4th.
Okay. In 4th position, we have Mona with 29 points. And followed by in 3rd position, we are in the, I don't know how to say, the 3rd position, Vida 1992 with 30 points. And in 2nd position, we have May Kay with 35 points. And the winner, the leader for this week is Paulette with 37 points. Well done.
Wow, well done, Paulette. Very good. Well done. I should get some background music.
Is it called? They stand for the 3 first position. I don't remember now.
Top 3. In the top 3. In the top 3.
I mean, where the 3 get on top of that to get their medals. What's the name of that?
Oh, the podium.
A podium, yeah.
Yeah, the podium where they stand. You mean you've got 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's the podium, I think.
That's
good
it.
question. Not something I've had much experience of, standing on podiums.
Well, this is the podium. The 3, Vida, Paulette.
Yeah, you'd call it the winner's podium. So you mean, let's have a look. No, I can't use that one. That's
This week's podium is occupied by these 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well done, guys. Well done. And nicely read, Oscar.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions before we finish for the... and let me close that one down. Let's go back to... where's my... TGIF one. There it is. There you go. So go back to TGIF. Just so not to confuse people. I thought this was meant to be TGIF. No, it's FADS. No, it's TGIF. I don't even know where I am at the moment. I need a break. So I will be away, as you know, for the next couple of weeks, but I'll be around on the forum. If you get stuck or anything's not working the way it should, just let me know in a private message or in one of the groups. I should see it. Make sure you use the so that I get a message to say I have been mentioned. I'm more likely to see the message then, but private message will always get to me. And have fun, as I say. Most of the sessions will be on Skype, of course, but, and this is one for Aladdin. Aladdin, are you there still?
Yes, I'm here. Still
Yeah,
here.
okay.
Oh, sorry.
Zom's going to get in touch with you because she's going to run TGIZ. I don't think it's next week. She sent me some dates. It'll be the week after. Okay. And so she's going to run TGIZ and would like you to join her because you make a great pair. You make a good team. You make a good team. And she'll be running in Kitely, not next week, the week after, a 20 questions quiz in the pub. Okay. So, but I'll put it on the Thursday night, on the Thursday evening. I'll put it in the calendar. I haven't done it yet, so keep an eye on the calendar. And as I say, Marion will be running Monday, Wednesday, and Friday sessions in Skype. Okay?
Great.
Cool. So lots going on. And of course, there'll be the Escape to English Club, the Escape Club. There'll be the Natasha's sessions will be running as well, and Aladdin sessions. Yes, Aladdin. Are you going to get stuck again, or?
No, it's okay.
I wasn't sure when you meant I didn't survive. I wasn't sure what you meant. I was like, I was a bit worried, and I thought, well, I'm sure he'd let me know if something was terribly wrong. I didn't survive. What does that mean?
I didn't survive to get at my home early, yes.
Yeah, that's not surviving. That's just I didn't manage. Okay? I didn't manage.
Survive, man. Survive from traffic. Survive.
You're watching too much Walking Dead.
Okay.
I didn't survive. It's like I'm lying squashed in the middle of the road. Oh dear. Okay, Oscar.
Yeah, just to tell you that enjoy your break and thank you for your help. Thank you. Well done.
Welcome. Oh no, you're well done. You do all the hard work. This is easy for me. Okay, take care, everybody. Thanks a lot. Bye, April.
Bye, bye. Thank you.
Bye, Oscar. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, bye.
Bye.